June 2020, a moment in time that I'm not soon to forget, for reasons that none of us are spared, reasons I've been fortunate enough to avoid until this point. It's a prison of sorts, and by all standards, few analogies are more poignant than the visceral imagination of being locked away, unable to escape, hopeless. Conceived by the former Ubisoft developers Emery Tow and Audrey Laprince in 2016, Furi is a game about so much more than quick reactions and try-again game states. This is a narrative about overcoming things you cannot control by actively facing your jailers, by actively pushing against the encroaching ceiling in your own life. The entirety of Furi's message to the player? The jailer is the key, kill him and you'll be free. You're gonna like the way it feels to break free. I guarantee it. Unfortunately, this is a game that was stunted by a reception of blowhards. Got a guy, Jeff, from one of gaming's most reputable review sources, gave Furi a 6 because, quote, Furi is primarily about boss fights and nothing else. Plenty of games revel in their own difficulty, but Furi pushes the get good concept beyond the breaking point. He continues, when the difficulty is ratcheted up as high as it is, it just feels like you're discovering new ways to get kicked in the groin. The reality is that Jeff grossly underappraises the lessons you learn from getting kicked in the groin. That's a big moment in life. But what is really upsetting about reviews like this is that they strike a game for their own inability to identify the extent to which they can overcome challenge. So much so that the game's subliminal engagement, the fucking soul of video gaming, is given the same treatment as a whiff of dog shit while walking through the park. So yeah, Furi is a traditional boss rush, but it's not primarily about boss fights and nothing else. It's primarily about the boss fights because something else. It will kick your ass over and over and over until you start kicking its ass over and over and over like the Midwest samurai the universe definitely intended you to be. I recorded a no death, at least up to episode 8 so far, a few days after initially beating Furi. What is wrong with Get Good? Is a game less of a game because you can't get combo breakers and stop and go traffic? Jeff, Furi doesn't push Get Good to its breaking point, it just pushed it to yours. But don't worry, I've got some words of wisdom for you if you ever want to revisit.
Mind the sword, mind the people watch, mind the enemy. Too many mind. No mind. No mind.
While hard, Furi is one of those games though that offers novel approaches to challenge, and the tools that Furi offers are simple in input and complex in their execution. But hey, you got this. So let's take a look at your basics. Shooting, no ammo, directional hold to fire. Slashing, 4-tap combo, you're only going to land your 4th knockdown strike with an appropriate opening. Both have charged attacks that significantly reduce movement speed and fire upon input release. Where Furi begins to mix it up is in the invasion department. You do get a dodge, short-ranged, with generous invincibility frames, and you're gonna need them, but your dodge is chargeable, and every bit of charge you give it increases the distance you will move. There's a maximum distance, but at its most difficult, Furi demands that you dissect interweaving waves of bullets, both in timing of your dodges and in charging them adequately. This takes some getting used to because most other games that offer evasion will forgive a slow release of your dodge input. Furi doesn't. If you want a short dodge, you tap and release immediately. A slow release is interpreted as a short charge. That's to say that you're going to feel like your dodges are delayed or that the input isn't tight. And it's not, but it's your input that isn't tight, not the game's recognition of it. You just have to get used to actively thinking about what input you want to give. An immediate quick dash or a 1/4 second hold release dodge. you'll need both. This is a game about creating windows of damage. Fury's jailers go through phases of invincibility and will attack in steady, learnable, off-tempo melee strikes that you need to parry to create these damage windows. Each opponent has multiple differing patterns that you need to learn if you're going to get anywhere at all. Parries come in two forms: perfect for guarded damage and heal, and a post-perfect for an instantaneous counter window. Post-perfect timing is just that. A millisecond after a perfect parry would go through is the window for instantaneous counter parry. But wait, there's more. You can carry a charge through both dodging and parrying. Charge, dodge, release for damage. Charge, parry, release for damage. And then there's this. The game Celeste is brilliant for their open and notably direct discussion of real-life challenges like depression, and in a game format that pulls zero punches, because challenge is at the heart of grit and depression. You want me to die on this single jump 50 times? Screw you. I'll die 300, and then I'll die 400 on the next because I'm gonna get up this fucking mountain. The offer of challenge is a gift of demonstrated resilience. And that's what Furi is. It is a story of demonstrated resilience, of pushback against the jailers, whoever and whatever they are. But players who listen will hear more than that, because there's something universal about being trapped and something universally evil about the jailers that keep us pinned down.
Excellence is not an art, it's pure habit. We are what we repeatedly do.
The voiceless player character, a stranger, is given an opportunity to fight his way, jailer by jailer, to freedom by a rabbit costume-wearing guide known only as the Voice. The Voice has his own motivations, but you need to engage yourself in the narrative if you're going to discover what they are. Nothing is as simple as escape, nothing is as simple as killing.
Hope comes from the strangest places.
The narrative is delivered via cutscenes that occur as you methodically trudge from one jailer to the next. They give you an artistically crafted opportunity to slow down, let the previous fight drain from your mind, observe your new environment, inherit some of the brilliantly voiced storytelling, and prepare yourself for the next fight. They are respite, moments of clarity, a silent laugh in the shadows. Voices are provided in French, Japanese, and English, and while I tend to prefer Japanese voice acting for lack of quality in English voicing, the voices were done incredibly well.
Don't look so horrified. You're staring at yourself.
The music is made up of heavily and stylistically synthesized tracks from G4F Records. Multiple artists participated, and every song was designed to be cut and spliced and then implemented into the rhythm of a fight. As new stages in a fight emerge, rhythms adjust, melodies pick up. It's engineered, it's integral to the experience. Sound effects are piercing, there's good enough high pitches for the sword slashes, and ample bass for that groin kick. The thing to keep in mind when playing Furi is who these jailers are. Who are they looking at? Who are they judging? What the f*** in life is providing you with resistance, and why is walking up current part of this dance at all? Furi has an interesting story to tell, but there's subtle and inspiring allusions to real-life questions. What are the things you need to break free of? What are the walls of your jail made of? This is a game of fast-paced, high-intensity victories, crushing slip-ups, inspiring achievements, and contemplative pauses. Furi is hard, yeah, but so is life, and both are ultimately beautiful. You're gonna like the way it feels to break free. I guarantee it.